Shalom, and you're now locked in here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the raw and the real whenever I'm in front of the camera. So make sure y'all show the page some love, like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back to another episode here on Israelite Talk TV, one of the #1 platforms where what? That's right, where you don't get no paid media, okay? Now, y'all already know how we bumming it, you know what I'm saying? We don't break the news, we just break down the news, right? Once the news hit the airways, we just break it down, right? Straight like that. Now, in regards to the lives, I know a lot of you guys been hitting me up. Y'all ready for the lives to get back cracking? We will be going live here real soon. I just got to get some things moved around, find me a nice little slot, nice little pocket where I can get on here and be consistent, you know, with you guys. So that's in the works. But until then, I'm going to be dropping some short videos for you guys, giving y'all some content so that you guys can stay up on the game and not get lost in the sauce of a lot of this shit that's going on YouTube. You know, a lot of this theater, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, these guys are putting together in order to create content, you know, all in the name of creating content, right? Okay, we don't do that. But at any rate, you guys see the thumbnail, y'all see the title. That's right. A lot of people have been asking me what was my thoughts on the Sauce Walka hit, okay, and the slaying of Sayso P as artist, right? Now, I know I'm a little bit, you know, just playing catch up. You know, like I said, I've had a lot of different things on my plate that I need to take care of. But I'm going to give you guys some commentary and give you guys some understanding on what actually happened in that particular hit. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing this video, because it's a message that I want to send out to Sauce Walka, right? In the Sauce Factory, right? Now, without further ado, right, let's break this thing down. It ain't going to take a whole lot of time to break this down. Now, there was a lot of chatter, right, where at first ones was saying that the man ran off with 200,000. Okay, that was the first alibi, right? He ran off with some money. Then that got debunked. Then people were saying that Sauce Walka sacrificed this guy, right, for insurance money and all type of shit, right? But I'm here to tell y'all today that none of those are the above is what happened. Okay, it was clearly from what my sources is telling me. Okay, it was a hit. Now, I'm not going to say what city it came from in Texas, but it's a hit that came out of Texas. Okay. And I can believe that. And I can believe that for a couple reasons. Right now, let me break some things down to you guys. Right. If you go over to my TikTok, okay, go over to my TikTok and I have a video over here. Oh, you know what? It might not even be on here. It might be on. Hold on. It might be on my Facebook page. You know, TikTok, they be tweaking. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all ain't following me on TikTok, make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me see. I think I got it over here. Right. It's closed. Let's go here. Let's do this. Boom. I believe it's over here on this page. Something I want to show you guys, right? Okay, right here. Now, I want you guys to look at this footage. You see this guy right here that's shooting? We'll let it reloop. Okay, so you see this guy run out, right? He run around there. Boom. Now you see right here, right? Let's pause that. You see this guy up here, right? You see Sauce fleeing, right? Fleeing the scene, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to the shooter, because a lot of people have never stepped before. They've never been in combat, right? The shooter is going to make a decision, right? Now I want you guys to pay attention to something. Look at the shooter. You see how he was shooting at Sauce, and then he just turned and aimed down at Sayso P. Okay. So if this was a Sayso P hit, then they would have went immediately for Sayso P. They was trying to get Sauce. But as y'all can see, Sauce is not new to these type of situations, right? When that gun went off, and he obviously that's when he got shot, he got up out that jam. He didn't just stick around. Now I can't see and I can't tell from that footage or the other footage because how grainy it is if Sayso P got hit first or what the deal was right there. You know what I'm saying? But we know that he got dropped, he got hit. You know what I'm saying? And see, when you in these type of situations, this is why you have to have a stick with you, man. You got to keep that, fam. Come on, man. You can't. And this is the other thing. If Sayso P had beef, right, down in Texas, right? Why would he? I mean, not in Texas, but down in Memphis. If Sayso P had beef in Memphis, why wasn't he riding and moving through Memphis properly? What ones have to understand is that when y'all go to these different cities and towns, the downtown area, which is usually a safe area because, okay, this is the downtown of the city, there ain't gonna be a whole lot of crazy shit going on. Y'all have to understand that in the days and times that we live in, downtown, moving around in different cities and towns, it's not safe. Okay, it's not safe, right? Okay, it's not safe. So stop thinking just because you downtown, you safe. The thing that's crazy about all of this, right? Which we're going to get to, right? Is that let's get over here to Sauce Walka page, right? Because I'm finna put you guys back on something else. Let's see here. Okay. Now, right here, he did this thing for Sayso P. Okay. Sayso P, right? Let's read this. It says, words or tears can't explain the loss I feel, Splat. I wish your fat ass listened to me and stayed in the room. I told you we could smoke that blunt after security and the rest of the family pulled up, right? Now, what I want you guys to understand, this is the first time I ever heard of Sayso P, okay? I can't name one track that he did or none of that, I'm just hearing about him now when he lost his life down in Memphis. But the thing you guys gotta understand is that if this guy is from Memphis and he know how dangerous Memphis is, why is he not moving around with a stick? That should be the first thing. I don't care how long you gone. Soon as you hit the city up, you supposed to hit them guys up and like, hey man, y'all come get me from the airport, and they should have it with them. Okay? You rappers gotta stop putting y'all life in other people's hands. I don't care. Like if you from the streets and you playing this game, you rather get caught with it than without it. Because you never know when you're gonna need it. And you can't just put your life in somebody else's hands and think they just gonna protect you, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they would have had a stick and they would have really been on point and watched what was going on, then they could have played some defense. They could have got a nigga up off of them. You know what I'm saying? Save some life and get out that jam, So these are the things that, you can't be loafing around when you got beef and shit that's going on, right? Now, let's keep reading this. We ain't done yet. It says, Sosa man told you fuck that weed. And then the other thing is this, fam. I've paid many hotel fees for smoking in their hotel rooms, right? Y'all got all this money on y'all, right? Y'all flashing all these racks. And he trying to go outside to smoke a blunt instead of just sitting in there smoking this shit in the room. Why would I leave the room, right? Because whatever was going on, it sounded like they was being put up because they knew that something was going on, or it wouldn't have been I told you not to go out there and smoke that blunt. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I'm smoking that shit in the room. I just got to pay the $250 cleaning fee. So what? So be it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, let's keep going with this. That we wait till we leave and hit Superior first. You always so hard-headed, blood, but I'ma ride with you regardless. We come together, we lead together. Wish you just went to DR with Shimmy and shot off
and skip this trip to Memphis, but you was too excited. I finally agreed to come to the M. It's been 4 years since TSF Punch brought you to the familiar, did everything could to help you change your lifestyle from Miami to all 50 states. We've been mashing and splashing together. I learned a lot from you, young Spiller, and I thankful for all the loyalty and support, city to city, hood to hood with them sticks, rap hustling. See, you got to have that shit with you, man. Listen what he says. You left here as a young rich boss. You left the earth happy and successful. I'm gonna make sure the world knows that who you really are. Now listen to this right here, because this is critical. But unfortunately, most of our kings and bosses are at war with each other. Okay, let's stop right there. Okay, let's stop right there. He said our kings and our bosses is at war with each other. So this right here dispels, oh, he ran off with 200,000. This dispels, oh, well, he sacrificed him for some insurance money. Sauce is telling you that there's a war that's going on. Okay. And Sayso P is just a casualty of war. Okay. Now, you know what they were saying about the gun, that it jammed up on Sauce and, you know, all of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's what it is. The man life was spared because he got out that jam. If he would have stuck around, or the gun and jam, as they said, or whatever the case may be, Sauce would have been dead in Memphis. You know, he'd have been dead in Memphis. You know, you can't be moving around like that, knowing, and family. This is the thing, right? And this is the other reason why, you know, because who is he beefing with in Memphis? Okay. Some of the people, if you pay attention from all sides, kind of tapped in, you know, when all of this shit happened. Okay. So who in Memphis was he in war with? Who in Memphis was Sayso P in war with? There would have been some type of digital footprint showing that, okay, yeah, he had some beef with him, even if it's a little bit of digital footprint. The streets of Memphis is quiet on this. Okay. Now people know that, okay, the one guy, he's from Memphis, this and that, but y'all got to remember, they got to have somebody in the city that know how to move around and get through the city. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the thing that you guys got to grasp is that the shit, like my sources is telling me, it came from out of Texas. Okay. Now I'm not going to say where they said that it came from, right? Because we not doing what? We not breaking no news. We just what? We just breaking down the news that's already out there. Okay. So if the man was at war in Memphis, you think he would have stayed an extra 3 days in Memphis? I don't think so. Not when you know it's war and it's pressure. And the you know, one of the links to the city who you came with just got his noodles knocked out. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna be around hanging around and moving to and fro like that. Like, they know where that shit came from. You know what I'm saying? Now the guy, one of the shooters, or I don't even say one of the shooters, one of the guys that was with the shooters, because if that's that guy that jumped back into the Charger, he had to look like he had the chopper, but he ain't sprayed nothing. He ain't let nothing go. You know, just sloppy performance all around, right? Didn't get out, didn't let nothing go. Then you know, you done took your mask off. You know what I'm saying? You got to know and understand up there on the parking garage or wherever they was at, looked like some type of parking garage. They got cameras there. Duh. You know, so the people that he was with probably could have took him out, or it could have been, you know, ganging them, you know, and if Sauce and them got to get back, I tilt my hat. You know what I'm saying? That's serious business, you know, because, you know, one of the things that I respect is people that talk this shit that's really living it. A lot of these guys are talking, doing all of this cap. They not living that shit. We know the people that's really living that shit. We know the ones that's really gonna ride and die behind their partners and shit, you know, that's dying in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, fam, this is what's going on. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to send a message to Sauce. Y'all send this down there to that boy and have him put eyes on this, right? I've been listening to Sauce ever since the days of Johnny Cinco, you know what I'm saying, and Hood Rich Pablo Juan, Free Blow, right? That's right, Free Blow, man. Free Blow. Okay. Free Hood, man. That's when I start listening to Sauce. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like Sauce is the face of Houston, right? I do feel that. No disrespect to nobody else, but I just feel like he the face of Houston. He didn't grind it, but you gotta sometimes understand when you too clouded. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand when you're too clouded and people don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that brings hate and it turns into other things. So at any rate, if it is war down in Texas, my thing is you got to be careful. You got to watch your ass. You got to watch how you moving in the streets, and you got to watch the niggas you talking around and the people you fucking with, because you know what I'm saying, the federal government, when they get on you and they start putting these wiretaps and shit on you and listening to you, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be talking about the wrong shit, speaking about, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to watch your ass all around the board, you know what I'm saying? But man, it's unfortunate what happened to Sayso P. Looked like he a pretty cool guy, you know what I'm saying? He did seem to be excited, turned up, you know what I'm saying, going back to the Memphis, man. But my thing is this, fam. I don't care who you is. All of this garbage, all this theater about when you get rich, you got to leave the hood. I disagree with that. If you can't come back to the neighborhood, the place where you grew up with, I can't respect that. That ain't what is that? The people in the world that you meet are just people you meet along the way, you know what I'm saying, that you build a relationship with. But the people in the hood and the trenches where we come, these are people we grow up with. You know what I'm saying? These are the people you gonna trust more than strangers that you're gonna meet along the way in certain instances, because you know them. You know what's what. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta watch your ass, how you moving and shit. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? So at any rate, this is what's going on. I hope they get all this shit squared out. Another thing that I want to lead you guys on is that you get a lot of these bloggers and people out here that are not from the streets. You know what I'm saying? They just infatuated with this shit. They're fascinated with this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit you see going on, they won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these guys are not standing, they don't have any morals or principles that they're standing on. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, when it's up, it's up. I don't care if I catch you at the hospital, if I catch you at the courthouse, okay? I catch you at a birthday party. You know what I'm saying? When blood has spilled, I'm not telling no man to calm down or none of this shit. A lot of people are never around when a lot of these beefs and shit are popping off and trying to stop the people. You know what I'm saying? They come around and once the shit done, oh, well, this person is stupid. He shouldn't have did. No, he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He did what he felt like he needed to do, because that particular individual is standing on something. You know what I'm saying? So, blood done been spilled, but then, you know what I'm saying? So, you just, at that point, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, y'all leave y'all thoughts below what y'all think about this. The streets of Memphis is pretty quiet on this. If there was real friction down in Memphis, you better trust and believe that ones would have been speaking on it and letting you know, like, okay, this is what's going on. I don't think that Sauce would have stayed in Memphis, 3 days after that, if it was really pressure in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? The fact that one of the shooters was found down in Houston lets you know that, that, you know what I'm saying, that what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He down there in that area. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't drive that man all the way down, killed him in Memphis and drove him all the way down. And I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But who in the hell finna risk that, riding around with a dead body in the back trunk? Like, come on, man. But hey, maybe they did. I don't know. But y'all leave y'all thoughts below on what y'all think about this. And I'm signing off here on Israelite Talk TV.